Charlei Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk. What a dignified woman.
My husband laid down his life for me, for our nation, for our children. He showed the ultimate and true covenantal love. I will never, ever have the words to describe the loss that I feel in my heart. I honestly have no idea what any of this means. I know that God does, but I don't. But Charlie, baby, I know you do too. I know you do.
So having lost her soulmate, who, whichever side of the political spectrum you're on, surely you'd have to admit Charlei Kirk was exceptional. She handled herself with dignity and grace. Imagine having to tell your children that they will never see their father alive again.
When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, "Mommy, I missed you." I said, "I miss you too, baby." She goes, "Where's Daddy?" What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, "Baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget."
I watched this last night and I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. You could not help but be moved. Imagine the impact Charlei Kirk has had in such a short space of time globally, being instrumental in helping Donald Trump secure a second term in the White House.
I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well, bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too.
Charlei was told in no uncertain terms by his security that there is a 100% likelihood that he would be killed at one of his campus rallies, but he did it anyway. What a man.
Charlie loved his children, and he loved me with all of his heart, and I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, "How can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father?" Every day.
You see, she knows that she will never find another man like that, and there's no point looking, so she's dedicated herself to the cause.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. In this world, you have no idea. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die.
His funeral is planned for next weekend, and it will be a global event. There will never be another Charlei Kirk.
How do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
But first, joining me now, David Dunn. He's a professor of US foreign and security policy. David, it's Charlei Kirk, and we're going to be talking about Charlei Kirk. His security detail warned him that he was 100% likely to be killed at one of these rallies. There wasn't really anything they could have done really there to protect him, given the way he was killed.
Well, if you look at Donald Trump's security after the attempt on his life from Butler, what he does now is have large bulletproof screens there. Charlie's organization was very wealthy. It was very well supported by big donors. He could have done that, and in retrospect, that would have been prudent. I mean, he had security guards around about him, but there was remarkably lax security at this event. There was no one patrolling the roofs, even though, I mean, this has all the hallmarks of a very similar event to the attempt on President Trump's life, and again in Butler, Pennsylvania, where a gunman on a roof at a long distance in an open-air event took a shot. So, there was clearly an awareness that was a possibility. So it looks, to my mind, as if they could have had tighter security, that they could have had metal detectors. We all used to that now for big crowd events where we go through metal detectors when we get access to the field where the event is, and we have either the events that are properties that are either policed or vetted beforehand. But I mean, here we have a situation whereby a shooter could lie there and wait and choose his moment. It's absolutely tragic. But I think actually in security terms, it was preventable.
Because there's literally one person on the roof, and even if somebody looked up, you would see one person on the roof. If there was somebody there at least looking at the roof, especially after what happened with Donald Trump. The roofs are clearly places which are weak spots where somebody could get up there and take a shot. If they're going to do anything at distance, that's where they'd be. So I kind of see that. It just feels like an incredible waste of a life. He could have done so much. I mean, he's done a lot anyway, but it just seems an incredible waste of a life. What do you think in terms of political figures and activist figures? How can they protect themselves if they haven't got money like Charlie Kirk?
It's a big question, and it's a big problem for America in particular, in that actually people have easy access to guns. I mean, this was a man, Tyler, who grew up with guns. His parents had hunting licenses. He was someone who had a fascination for guns. He grew up learning to fire weapons at long ranges, and he had easy access to these sort of weapons. It makes it doubly hard when you have a culture and a society where the access to guns makes that sort of risk that much more of a problem. For those that haven't got money, it's a real problem for American democracy more broadly. We have had a situation this year when 2 Minnesota lawmakers were murdered in their beds by a man who had another list of 47 Democratic politician targets that he was wanting to kill. We have attempt on the Nancy Pelosi's husband, who was attacked, actually in that case, with a hammer at his home in San Francisco. We had 6 plotters who've been sent to prison for plotting to kidnap and murder the governor, Gret Whitcomb. So it's a real problem for politicians. And actually, what the consequence of that is our politics are depleted as a consequence, because people are not willing to put their lives on the line and get involved in politics. We often bemoan the quality of our politicians on left and right. And believe me, that there's a lot of good reason for that, I would argue. But part of it is that actually really talented people don't want to come forward because they see both a risk to their life, a risk to their family's life, and also an environment of hate, particularly online, that actually makes it a very unpleasant place to be if you engage in politics, party politics for the good of the democracy. And so it is a real problem of society more broadly.
All right, David Dunn, thank you very much, Professor of US Foreign and Security Policy. Thank you so much.